this and have been able to land multiple roles in the UK, US, Canada, as well as Europe at different time slots. And I also want to pass that information across to you. Okay. So today we're going to be doing everything that you, or basically letting you everything that you need to know when it comes to landing a remote role. As someone who doesn't even have any experience, as someone who is looking to transition from one industry, getting into project management, what are the things you need to look out for? As someone already in project management, how can you upskill to get the necessary skill sets that is required on a global setting to get this job roles that you've been eyeing, you've been vying for? That is basically what we're going to be discussing in today's conversation. Okay. That being said, I would like to especially welcome each and every one of you to today's session. My name is Treasure Akiopo. I handle project management partnerships, amongst other things. Okay, so welcome to today's masterclass. Without further ado, I would love for us to get started. But before we do that, I really like to get to know the individuals in the room, so that when we're having conversation, it is pertaining to you as much as possible and it is not being discussed on an abstract level. Okay, so my name is Treasure. I based in Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm a project manager. Okay, I would also like to get to know each and every one on the call. So if it's not too much trouble, please just kindly put in the chat your name, your location, and basically what you are currently doing. You can also put in your LinkedIn profile so that you can connect with other individuals that have joined today's session. Okay, so you can put in the chat your name, your location, and basically what you're currently doing. Also put in your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so we've noticed that from this conversation and this calls, we have HR professionals that join, we have CEOs that join these calls, and we want them to be able to have access to reach out to you. So that is why your LinkedIn profile we highly requested, because this is the way that they are able to reach out to you when they have, like, further conversations they want to have with you. This would be the best method for them to reach out to you. Okay, so please, for those that are joining in, welcome to the session. Please kindly put in the chat your name, your location, and basically what you currently do so that I can get to know you. You could also add your LinkedIn profile so it's easier for individuals who are potentially hiring or have businesses they would like to partner with each of the specific skill set that you currently have. Okay, so if you can hear me loud and clear, let's start off with you giving me a thumbs up, because it is very, 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 very quiet on this call. If you can hear me loud and clear, give me a thumbs up so I know that you are here. Okay, Kazim, Adikule. All right. Okay, thank you so much. So now that you've given me a thumbs up, just go to the chat, put in on the chat your name, what you basically do, and also where you are based. Okay, so today's conversation is going to look at remote roles, but we basically need to know where you are currently based and how we can help individuals in certain regions get global opportunities. Okay, so I'm still waiting, guys. It doesn't take so long. It takes you less than 60 seconds. Type your name, basically what you're currently doing, as well as your location, and put in your LinkedIn. Okay, your LinkedIn is very, very important. That is one of the things we're going to be discussing on today's call: how to optimize your LinkedIn as much as possible so that individuals that are reaching out to you, when it comes to your profile, it's basically your CV/your resume and your portfolio all in one setting. Okay, so make sure that your LinkedIn is as optimized as much as possible so that you can have individuals, HRs, CEOs reach out to you from time to time. I've only gotten 2 responses. Guys, it doesn't take too much to do. Just put in your name, your location, and basically what you're currently doing and your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so without further ado, I'm just going to go to the chat, just read out a couple that we currently have on the chat. We have Mofe Toluwa from Lagos. He has PM experience, currently in EA, I guess that's executive assistant, correct me if I'm wrong, and marketing. He put up his LinkedIn profile. Please ensure to connect with him. Then we have Ambali Adekunle, who is from Ilorin, Kwara State. He's a realtor that is basically selling real estate in terms of like houses and so on and so forth. We have Mayoku Babatunde, who is based in Lagos, is looking to improve his skills. Okay, so thank you so much for indulging on that level, and thank you for joining today's session. If you know any other person that has been, vying to get remote roles, especially on a global level, you've wanted to work with a UK, a US company, you're not really sure how to go about that, this is a conversation for you. You can share them the link so that they can get access to the program, and then we can have a conversation with them as well. Okay, while we are doing that, I'm going to pull up my screen so that we can get started. Also to note, my colleague Zuliat is currently sharing the attendance link on the chat. Please ensure that you fill out that form. It is very, very important. It is the only way we can give you access to the resources. It's the only way we can check in with you, and so on and so forth. So just fill in the attendance form just to ensure that we can have constant conversation with you. Okay. So I can see some more responses in the chat in regards to the introduction. So we also have Victor Unjoku, who is a student and aspiring data analyst. Then we have Ikena, who is in procurement and supply chain management, and he also put up his LinkedIn profile. Okay. So today's conversation is specifically for projects management and business analysis. So when it comes to projects management itself, it basically looks at how you can handle different projects from start to finish. There's basically what we call the project life cycle. From the initiation right down to closure, what are the things you need to do to ensure that if my project, which could be anything actually, is supposed to be done in the next 6 months, and I'm doing it in a faster amount of time, I'm able to manage budget, and I'm able to hit the goal that it is set up for. Okay. You know that your life is a project. It has a start and a finishing point. Everybody has different milestones in their life, whether it is getting your BSc, whether it is getting married, having kids, whatever the case may be, there are milestones till you die. Okay. So you need to ensure that everything you do, every milestone, every goal, you're able to hit it with a good enough budget, and also looking at making sure you're doing it in the right timeline. There is the wedding. Wedding is a project. Education is a project. If you're looking at it, everybody actually is a project manager. But now you're stepping beyond just your basic life activities to handling projects for different industry. Every industry requires a project manager. Agriculture, research, HR, whatever you want to put it, you have a project manager handling each of those different industries. Okay. So this is why on a remote scale, it is one of the most in-demand tech skills at the moment. And you know the funny thing, you're not going to be doing a lot of technical things, especially, or except rather, you are requested as a technical project manager, then you need to understand. But there are the not so technical aspect, like managing agricultural projects, whatever the case may be, that does not require coding or any of the IT information. You also have that level to go on. Okay. Then we have the business analysis aspect. So this is a subset of data analytics. Okay, so what does a business analyst do? A business analyst looks at a business end to end and try to figure out what are the loopholes, what are the things that he or she can fix, and how can he make recommendations. Okay, that is what the business analyst does. It could be on the processes, it could be on the finance aspects, or it could even be, generally helping the business improve in profits making. Okay, so let's say peradventure your business has been making a loss for the last 3 years. Okay, or it has been in a plateau, it has been in the same point for the last 3 years. What a business analyst would do is come in, see what are the issues that your business are probably facing that is leading to you losing money. Is it that you're not handling your books well? Is it the operational aspect that you need to converse with using AI? Or is it basically the staff you have? The business analyst then looks out for the different root causes, and at the end of the day, makes recommendation and an action plan for you to work on. So now every company, every organization is a business, a running business that is looking to make revenue, make profit at the end of the day, improve their process. So this is particularly why the business analyst is a very high hitter when it comes to getting jobs globally. And trust me, I'm not saying 1,000 USD, 2,000 USD. I'm saying in the high 5,000s as a starting salary. And everybody can get into it. I got my first project management role right out of university. Okay, I was in university while I started applying, and once I was done, I started off as a project management coordinator, and then I worked my way across the ranks. Okay, so telling you that everybody can do it is very realistic. And these days, people try to, go over and over that. Oh, I need to, start understanding every key information before I start to apply for roles. No, that is not the case. You just need to have the basic skill set. Make sure that you build the right enough portfolio, and then go into the market. When I say go into the market, I'm not saying go apply over and over again. No, there are strategies to these things. There are people that you are in their face literally with how you are managing projects, or how you are analyzing the business in terms of your project's portfolio, that gives you a chance to actually land this role. The first thing that I did myself was applying wasn't going well for me because I was getting 1,000 no's. The first rejection is because you're Nigerian and you're African. They already write you off that, oh no, we can't work with you. So I had to go to the helm of affairs, people that have the power to make decisions. I had to reach out to CEOs, I had to reach out to CFOs, and so on and so forth. And then I didn't come up, oh, I'm looking for a job. It never really works like that. You need to have what I like to call a value added document. You need to create a document that speaks to the organization, and you're providing solution based off that information. And then you say, oh, I need a 10 minutes, 15 minutes call with you just to go through this document. If you do that with the next, 10, 15, 20, 30 CEOs, CFOs, you're going to get at least one response. 1 out of 30 on a global scale is a very rewarding thing. So these are the things we're going to be talking in today's conversation. So I'm going to get started, and then let's get right into it. We'll talk about how you can land this roles, what you need to be doing, what is the blueprint of getting this job, and so on and so forth. Okay, so the roles are remote, the hiring is global, but let me show you one way or multiple ways that you as an African, you as a Nigerian qualify to get these jobs. Okay, so now let's get started. So we have different types of people in this room. When I say this room, I'm talking about on the call. We have people who are fresh students, that's fresh graduates, looking to get one particular job or not sure how the real world looks like. Okay. We have individuals like that on this call. We have people that are looking for jobs. We have working professionals. There's something I always say, just because you have a job does not mean you should get comfortable. When you start getting comfortable, you're already setting yourself up for failure. A working professional should also still be looking out there. Oh, what type of roles should I be applying for? How do I update myself in a global scale? How do I update my CV? There's something I always do every week, regardless if I have a role or not. I am constantly applying. You constantly go for interviews. You see, oh, how are the times changing? How can you change with it? And this is how I've also helped my mentees be able to land roles. I've even worked with individuals over 60 plus, be able to get roles as director of project management, director of business analysis, as the case may be, or director of business transformation rather. Okay, so we're also looking at individuals who are looking to switch careers. When you say switch careers, you've worked in the marketing field, sales field for 20 plus years, and the biggest salary you've gotten is 500K max. That is what they've paid you at best for the last 20 years. That is what you're earning now. You just have a fancy title, marketing manager, whatever the case may be. But trust me, you are underselling yourself. You, as that same individual with 20 years worth of experience, you should be earning nothing less than 100,000, 120,000 USD per year. If you put that in perspective, that is over 100 million, 10 million, 100 million plus. Okay, so you're making 100 million plus in Naira, and you're making over 120,000 USD. Okay, having those type of leverages is what this conversation is about. Okay, and then we have what we call freelancers and consultants. One thing to also know is not everybody's ready to leave their 9 to 5. I don't want to leave my 9 to 5. I don't want to leave my business, but I want to see how I can get that side hustle. Okay, if I have 3, 4, 5 projects or 3, 4, 5 businesses that I'm working with, and each of them is paying me 2,000 USD. If you do your plus or minus, you're getting over 10,000 USD for each company. Trust me, you're a high hitter. And someone would say, how can you possibly handle different projects at the same time? This is where AI comes in. This is where the advancement of technology comes in. And this is what today's conversation is all about. Okay. So we have all these different individuals in this call. Okay. So are you an individual currently that apply to different roles, especially the ones in the US, UK, and they turn you down? You've never gotten an interview, you've never even gotten past the first stage. And then you're asking yourself, are you qualified? Are you good enough? Where do I start from? How do I make a difference? Or do I give up entirely and just focus on the one that is giving me my daily bread? This is the conversation that changes your mindset and helps you hit your goal. Okay, so let's get into business. So you are basically here for either three of these things I have on my screen. You're physically exhausted. Every time it starts to rain, I pity the individuals that do 9 to 5. And every time my mind just goes straight to bankers, like, oh, how do you do with that from 8 to 5? You're basically in the bank, whether it is raining, whether it is sunny, and so on and so forth. You do that Monday to Fridays. Some individuals work Mondays to Saturdays, others Mondays to Sunday. How much are they paying you? 200K, 300K? And you feel like, oh, yes, you're doing really well. I'm here to tell you that you're doing, I won't say you're doing terrible because that just seems harsh, but then you could be doing so much more. You have to go through different buses, you have to go through different flights just to get to the office. It is very exhausting. You're also someone that has been delivering on your goals, but the last time that they promoted you was 2, 3 years ago. And if they promote you, the best they do is add 50,000 naira to your salary and they say, oh, yes, they have promoted you. And then you've watched other people like myself say, oh, I have gone remote. And you're asking, how can I go about it? What do I need to do to be part of these individuals? This is what today's conversation is all about. Okay. So if you are here, you can hear me loud and clear. You're ready for us to get into the nitty-gritty of how you can land remote roles. Please type in the chat. Let's go. Okay, type in the chat, let's go. So I know that I don't have people that are sleeping. I have people who have their pens and papers ready to get the nuggets on what they need to do, how they need to go about it, and so on and so forth. So we can get right into today's session. Okay, so it feels like I just have three people here. If you can't type, you're on the road, you're on your way home, give me a thumbs up. I only got three people type. So if you're still here, you're busy for whatever reason, give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you, Oluwaseun. Thank you, Adekunle. Okay, come on, guys. Are you guys sleeping? Thank you, Olufemi. Thank you, Dolapo. All right. So let's get into it. So just gonna give you a brief introduction about myself. My name is Treasure Isumi Akyopo. So I work in consulting, partnerships, and majorly project management. So I've been able to work across diverse industries from fintech to SaaS, majorly software and website development, and basically also consulting and doing career coaching for individuals and the project management and PM space. So like I said, I've worked with companies in the UK, Canada. Now I'm currently working with the company in the UK, amongst other things that I do. So what I basically like to tell individuals is you can be here in Lagos, Nigeria, you're earning the big bucks, you're making really, really good money. And this is what the conversation, this is the knowledge I'm also looking to share with individuals. I do it week in, week out, explaining what these processes are. If you don't believe me, go check out my LinkedIn profile. My LinkedIn profile is on the page, so just click on it, or you can also reach out to me on Instagram. Okay, so this is basically what I do, and this is the knowledge that we're also going to be sharing with you. Just to note, to tell you how valuable what we do here in analytics business, we've partnered with some of the biggest companies here in Africa. I'm talking about the likes of Arik Air. I'm talking about the likes of Hairs Insurance. I'm talking about the likes of Kuda Bank. We've partnered with strong organizations to provide both AI training for their staff and also help them improve their workflow system. And this is also how we're able to get partners not only in Africa, but partners across the globe. This is why we tell our students that once you come in, you're going to be building real world projects for companies all over the world. And this is what gets you that experience that gives you the leeway to land jobs globally. Okay. So now, who are we? We are what we like to call EdTech is fine, but what I like to describe us as is a company that is looking for participants' career growth. We don't say as a company that we're giving you certificates, we're giving you, yeah, it's part of what we do. But at the end of the day, why you're making payment for a particular program or why you're deciding to join the program is to improve your skills, improve your financial capabilities, correct? So we want to ensure that we're giving you or meeting you at that goal. So what we describe as success is when individuals are able to land job opportunities. We would guide you step by step to help you hit your goals and also help you land roles or help you set up a business as the case may be. So we've been doing this for the last 5 years, and that 5 years, Talentis itself is actually based out of Canada and also London, the UK. So what does give us access to is access to companies that are in those locations, and then once we have access to them, we partner with them, we help our students to apply to roles, get referrals, and get jobs. That is why we have a high level of testimonials, high level of return on investment for our participants. Okay, so we've helped over 4,000 people that don't have any prior experience. I've never done anything PM, I've never done anything business analysis, I've never done anything AI, but I'm able to move from no experience to being able to land jobs. And this is not just by mouth. There are testimonials that actually testify to each of these factors that I have mentioned. Okay. And then we have employees that are across the globe, 172 with 300 plus industry experts, ranging from different courses and different programs that we're currently doing. Okay. So why are remote PM and BA roles, why do they keep going on field, especially looking at it from the AI perspective? So if you look at my screen, you see 72% of employers say they can't find analysis and delivery skills that they need. We have companies reach out to us as an organization to say that, oh, they are looking for a project manager, or I'm looking for a healthcare project coordinator. Please recommend. Because in as much as the hiring team are going out there to look for these individuals, they are not getting the type of individuals they need to achieve their goals. So they still come back to us to make recommendations for them. Okay, so now what you get is a traditional business analyst, a traditional project manager, which is all well and good. But the world has moved light years above all for me to create a process map. What are the things that I need to know? What are the things that I need to do? No, I'm not looking for that type of individual, because for you to create a process map, it could take you a week, it could take you 2 weeks, depending on the large scale of the project. For you to create your Gantt charts, for you to create your work breakdown structures, pardon me, these are terms specifically to business analysis and project management, but you get to learn it when you get into the program. It could take you a long time. And I'm not looking for someone that comes to do the same thing over and over again. I'm looking for individuals that can break the scale. Okay, someone that knows how to make use of AI in project management. There are a lot of tools that we use. We're looking at things like Jira, Asana, Trello, and so on and so forth. I don't have to create a Gantt chart for over a week. I can do it in less than 15 minutes. And this is where AI is making the dynamic difference between the regular individuals and those that can actually make that change. Okay, so on an average, it takes about 66 days. That is literally 2 months plus for them to get someone who can stand in a project management role. 66, not 5, not 10, 66 days. And you're looking at it from a global perspective. So now, if you can just feel like 26 of you on this call, are able to fill just 23 out of 2.3 million, there is still more roles to be filled. And this is why we're telling people now that AI is one of the most pertinent things. Oh, if you don't learn AI, some companies, like I said, we work with a lot of companies. One of the key things that ask us to train their staff on is AI. Every time AI, everybody's talking about AI. You're hearing about AI, but you're saying, is it not AI to come and go? We'll move on to something else. That's not the case. You need to know how to make use of AI at this point to change your story. Before it becomes another regular thing, you need to establish your knowledge now. This is what will make you different from every other project manager. I got a role recently as an AI project manager for a travel tech company. What basically got me the role at the end of the day? She asked me, oh, we've been using Trello for quite some time. Every single day, we don't have proper clear reports. It is just like our software team are using it as sticky notes. But we can't serve that information to the external stakeholders. What would you do to change the process? And basically, I told her I would create a real-time dashboard that updates with information every time that we complete a particular task, everything that is dependent on each other, every time that we're behind on a task, you can see it on the dashboard. It is going to give pertinent information to the stakeholders. And how do I go about it? I go with N8N to build this dashboard. Every time someone checks out an information on Trello, on Jira, it is automatically integrated to that dashboard. It is updating in real time. And she was impressed. She was like, oh, fantastic. I think that's really good. I had that call on a Thursday. I got the feedback the next week, Tuesday, and it gave me the role. It's as simple as that. It's not that, oh, you don't know how to, everybody knows how to use Jira. As a project manager, you should know how to use Jira. You should know how to use Asana. But then why should somebody hire you for something different? And this is where AI really makes that differentiating factor. Okay, so now this is why I tell people AI makes my life easier. I am currently handling 5 different projects for 5 different companies, and I'm still working on other things. How am I making my life make sense? It is because I know how to make use of AI to hit those goals. That is the simple logic behind it. Okay, so now let's move on. So the 4 markets that are currently majorly hiring for PM and BA roles, there's the UK, there is Canada, there's Germany, there's Ireland. Okay, so this is basically like Europe. The UK and Ireland are kind of like similar areas, and then Canada. These are like top locations. If you're looking for jobs, this is where you majorly find it. So if you're looking to travel on a visa sponsored jobs, project management is one of the fastest way. Why? Because it is not too technical. You can be a project manager for whatever industry. There are legal project managers, there are HR project managers, there are edtech project managers. Just think about it. Whatever you're currently doing, you're in marketing, you're in sales, there's a sales project manager, there's a marketing project manager, there's a marketing business analyst. One fun thing is project management, business analyst, there's just a very thin line. Some individuals, you would see the job role, it is a business analyst role, but the title is project manager. Some you would see it's a business, it is a, how do I explain it now? It's a business analyst role, but you're seeing project management content in the job responsibilities. So they kind of work hand in hand. So if you're looking to travel now, an individual that's looking to get a skilled worker global talent visa, project management is one of the best. If you're not looking to go remote, you're looking to get a visa role, start building your project management. Why? Because one of the individuals that are fastest to get after the medical field, because medicals are like top, then the next is tech related courses. So if you have tech skills, you are going to be very, very valuable on the global market. Once you're able to put up, that specific information, if you have someone there, it helps boost up your scores, and then you're able to get either a council, local council, a company, and so on and so forth. You're good to go. Okay, one thing to know is that the basic salary for each of this, the difficult thing is finding a course that teaches you how to build portfolio. Oh my God, that is what we do on here. Portfolio building is one of the number one thing. Apart from your CV, apart from every other thing, your portfolio is one thing that helps you get global roles. They don't care about what you say. At the end of the day, it is good, but what can you do? What have you done prior to this? Okay, so when we teach our students how to create portfolio, you are looking at the top 3 projects that you've worked on. You might have worked on when you call on like marriages as a wedding, or as events planner for a wedding. Do you know that that's a project? But if I should structure that on your portfolio, it's going to go under event planning, handling with discussing with vendors, making sure you have a budget of 10 million for your wedding. You discuss with your different vendors, you ensure that they are able to do things as at when you have all the plan before the actual day. This is something that you do in project management. So your real life experience can actually tie back into your project management portfolio. Some people come to me and say, Trisha, I've not done anything project management related ever in my life. And I tell them, You were in school, you were a leader in a student organization, you manage people, you spoke to people. That's a project. At the end of the day, you just need to know how to refurbish this information in such a way that it ties back into the professional world. And this is where you have AI coming. It would sugarcoat it, it would present it in such a way that when you put it in front of, the interviewer and so on and so forth, it makes sense to them. Okay. So what we majorly do here is not teaching is fun, but we look at building your practical skills. How can it, when we put you up in an interview, how can you say that you're able to do this from start to finish as a project manager without you having to rack your head? Because it is now something instilled in you. What you're going to be doing during the course of the program is every single week, you are building a project from a real world case study. You are building an actual project. You are making mistakes. You are getting corrections. You are improving. You are redoing it, because we don't give you certificates for fun. If you want to get certificates from any attempt company, fine, fantastic. You can actually leave the call. But if you're looking at a place where you can build your skill set, where you can learn, unlearn, and relearn, this is the place to be. So this is basically what we focus on. So as I was saying, for Canada, for Germany, it's pretty much very, very similar. But like I said, if you want to do it on a remote level, you can actually be in your place of, where you basically live and work for companies in the UK, US, and so on and so forth. As far as you have an understanding of the AI tools, you have an understanding of how to collaborate in terms of the documents, the files, and so on and so forth. You know how to use tools like Slack, Teams, whatever, your collaboration device, you have proper knowledge of the PM tools, you're a go-getter. You're basically in on it. Okay. So if you don't have any IT experience at all, fantastic. You know what I'll tell you? I started out as someone from the healthcare background. I started off in nursing. That is what I finished from school with. I didn't know anything IT related. I have never for once touched something IT. I thought I was going to end up as a nurse. That was the whole plan at the end of the day. But I pivoted because I was looking at, what can I really do? I'm not someone who really likes the hospital setting as much, but I really want to be able to make use of my skills. And I enjoy speaking to people and have strong leadership skills. What can I learn? Okay. This is where project management, business analysis came into play. So I had the basic qualities. I'm someone that can handle meetings, I can talk, I can lead, I can whatever. So now I need to pick up the technical skills. When I say technical skills, I'm not talking about coding and all of that. I'm talking about technical aspects as a PM. As a project manager, the key things you really need to know is what type of methodologies are you working on? Are you looking at the agile methodology? Are you looking at the waterfall methodology? Okay, these are just very fancy terms. What it basically means is when you are handling projects, are you basically going to be making use of the parts where you can iterate, you can make changes as you go along in the project, or do you want it fixed? That is waterfall. So you, as someone that doesn't have any IT experience, you need to sit down, learn the basics, learn the methodologies, learn the very crucial information when it comes to project management. Trust me, it is not hard. One bit, it is not hard. It is your basic conversation, it is your basic reporting, and so on and so forth. Once you're done with that, you have the key understanding. The next thing is you basically get a certificate at the end of the day. Once you get your certificate, ensure that while you are learning, you are building. Building in what sense? Your portfolio. Okay, this is what we do. We'll give you the portfolio setup in terms of the projects you work on, and your best project ties back into your portfolio. So it doesn't really matter if you've never done anything IT, if you are a beginner, if this is the first time you're coming across project management, I'll tell you to start now. Because if you wait 2 months, 3 months, 4 months from now, there are things that are constantly changing. So you need to ensure that you are changing as it is changing. Okay, so get all the necessary information, learn. And one thing I would also like to do is the community support, the facilitator support, because the facilitator will be guiding you through every single process. For whatever reason, you're working on your projects and you're confused, you're not sure. It is not for you to, you paid money at the end of the day. Okay, it's not for you to keep quiet. It is for you to go meet the facilitator and say, oh, I'm having issues. Can I have a conversation with you? And he's obligated to do that. That is what he or she is paid for. Okay. So when it comes to if you don't have any IT experience, not to worry. We're gonna have that conversation, support you end to end. Okay. So please, guys, ensure that you fill out the attendance form that my colleague is sharing. So Ziliat has been sharing that over and over again. That is the way you're gonna get access to the recording for one. Secondly, the material that I'm currently presenting. Okay. So please just ensure you fill. If you have any issues with it, reach out to Ziliat. She sent her number in the chat. So just ensure you reach out to her. Okay, so back to what I was saying. The basic salary for someone who is 6 months to a year in terms of experience, you're looking at 1,500, 2,000 USD. 2,000 USD is about 2 million, 2.5, 3 million naira, thereabouts. It is a big jump. I'm telling you, the average Nigerian who is, or average African, because we have different people on the call, who is doing a managerial role, you can't get anything more than 300 to 500K. If you see the amount that they post online, you would be like, for my 10 years that I've been working, is this what I'm going to be paid? If I can just get 2,000 USD, and that is like chicken change for the company that is paying you, you are getting over 2.5 to 3 million, 2,000 USD. That is what you need to be paid at the barest minimum. Okay, so this is why I actually tell people, learn this thing, build this project. At first, it might feel like, oh, I'm struggling, is a lot, whatever. I have work, I have this. All those are excuses. At the end of the day, do you want to make the money or not in a legitimate way? Do you want, if you want to make the money, I'm not promising you get rich by tomorrow. I'm telling you that go through this, get the skills, get the experience. Is it going to take time? Yes. Realistically, you're looking between 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months is an investment. If you invest 1,000 USD now, in 3 to 6 months, you should be making 1,200, 1,300. This is where you need to think, putting your money where it can make more money for you. Okay, so let's move on quickly. So basically, I mentioned that we have people that get into our program and then they are able to join companies. So we have Zulia. Okay, Zulia joined our business analysis program and now she's currently working with the NHS. If you know the UK, they have a very strong healthcare system. And one of the things that would help you, apart from your portfolio, that we've already gotten to understand, that helps individuals get job roles is reference. They care about where you've worked in before. It's so sad that if you say that I have worked in Nigeria as a nurse, as a healthcare professional, as a project manager for the last 6 years, they don't really care much for that because they feel like the standard of operation here is kind of different from the standard of operations in the US and Canada. So they need someone who understands how these things function. They need someone who understands these are the things that they need to do to be able to take part in those roles. This is how we've hacked it. Analytics is in Canada, is in the UK. So one thing we do is once you get into the program, we don't say, oh, learn this, learn all the things you need to learn. But go on your LinkedIn, go on your CV, say you're consulting for analytics. If you're going into the business analysis program, you put up, I'm a business analyst consultant for analytics. If you're getting into the project management field, you're a project management consultant for analytics. Why? Because once they go through your CV and all the location, because when you're in your CV, you have to put the location of the roles. If you're putting Lagos, Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, Lagos, it's not going to get you anywhere. Okay, so they really need to see that you have that global foreign experience for you to get what you need. Okay, so this is basically some of the things that we do. We have a lot of individuals that are able to get references. Okay, so we offer references as a part of the program to ensure, like I said, we're not just looking at giving you certificates. If it's to give you certificates, that's easy business. We gather you for 2 months, we do the training, and then we say, oh, here's the certificate. But no, we're taking it beyond that. How can you make money? Okay, so this is another certificate from the NHS as well. So Ade, who joined our program, he is now a senior project manager in NHS as well. And there are many more stories like this. So 92 million jobs are going to be displaced by 2030, and 170 million roles are going to be created. And everything is going to tie back either to AI, to project management, to business analysts, and so on and so forth. Why? Because some roles are already becoming redundant. As an accountant, you should be scared, because every day AI gets more smarter because it's getting to learn from the data that have been imputed day in, day out. Every time that you want to do your accounting, your financial forecasting, whatever the case may be, you go to any of the AI tools and say, oh, how can I go about this? And it picks up that information and it runs with it. So AI gets smarter every single day. So now companies are looking for individuals who knows how to make use of AI. That is why it is also strategically one of the best places to get into. Okay, so you have these different roles going out. Why don't you try to transform yourself to go into the leading roles that are currently making money for individuals? Okay, so now look at my screen. Look at it very, very clearly. The roles that you can target with a BA or PM foundation, these are not figures made out of the skies. These are basic figures that are made out of Glassdoor. Okay, so for the AI business analyst, you have a starting salary of 1,800 USD to 4,500 USD per month, depending on experience and other key factors. The next one, AI project manager. Like I said, to lead AI implementation projects for a global team, the minimum they can pay you is 2,000 USD to as high as 4,800 USD. If you now go to delivery management, implementation management, and so on and so forth, you're going to be doing 2,200 to 5,000 USD. For process and workflow analyst, 1,700 to 4,000 USD. The product owner makes 2,000 to 4,600. The PMO, the reporting analyst, makes 1,500 to 3,500 USD. Remote contract roles are typically paid in USD or British pounds, and one can go over 1,500 is roughly 2.4 million. 1,500 USD is close to 2.5 million naira. So you really need to get to understand that even if you don't want to say, oh, I'm leaving my 9 to 5 because I'm not really sure how life is going to function, I want to work as a contract remote role. Okay, a contract remote project manager, pardon me. Okay, I'm earning 1,500. I work on a contract basis and I'm doing that for over 5 different companies. I'm not saying I earn 1,500, but trust me, it makes so much sense if you do plus and minus. Do plus and minus for each of these things, and you know how much you can earn. Okay, so you really do not want to be left behind on any of this because you actually stand a chance of earning high paying salaries. Okay, so how do you need to learn? Just like I think Cynthia, that's the person on the what's the person's name I'm looking for now? Yeah, Cynthia, correct. Cynthia, you basically said you need a skill that will help you move to a skilled occupation and help you land a job. So I can move from student visa to work visa. Even if you've not done IT, I will tell you the best bet without having to go through technical services is either project management or business analysis. Why? Because you don't have to learn the technical aspect of things. As a project manager, I would reiterate, you can work basically anywhere. And you know what is classified as? It's classified as a no-code tech skill. It is still a tech skill, but it's a no-code tech skill. We have code, we have low code, and then we have no code. You are not coding anything. Anything that you're doing in project management, it does not tally with coding. And this is where you get to benefit from it. You are just guiding the people that are coding, guiding the people that are already in the IT experience to basically do the activities as quickly as possible and reporting on it. As a business analyst, you are looking at, what are the issues that the companies are facing? What are the issues that they can improve on? And basically making recommendations. That is all you need to do. That is why it is one of the best bet for you to get into this and flip your visa from student visa to working visa. Okay, so now what do we basically do? We don't come and say, I'm so annoyed at myself because I'm talking a lot, because typically what we do is we do this by showing you. Okay, and this is also how you earn roles, and this is how you make money. You learn by doing. So what we do is we show you how to learn in a project-based environment. You're not watching lectures about stakeholder management. No. Okay, you have what we do. We call it the capstone projects. Every single week, you work on a project. You're attached to a company. You have a real world case study. In a real world case study, you're looking at, oh, a company is looking to develop a website in the next 6 months. These are the criteria. These are the requirements. Basically, go handle the project, and you actively act as a project manager for the next 6 months, even if it's in a 6 weeks timeline, and then you are going through the motions as it should be. Okay, so it is based on actual projects and not just conversations. We're not looking to just come show you things that no. If I'm building a report on Jira, you are building a report on Jira. Once we're done with the classroom setting, you go home with an assignment on how to do something a lot more harder than what I did. And then you go make mistakes, you do whatever you need to do. And then at the end of the day, the facilitator would basically guide you through how to improve on your process. Okay. So all those projects that we're doing, at first you might say, oh, what's this person stressing me on? I just need my certificate to move on. We're not stressing you. We're basically grooming you on what the real world setting would look like. There are days that I sit down in project man, I'm sitting with different stakeholders and I'm being bombarded with questions. Okay. So the next thing you're going to look at is building the portfolio from it. Okay. You have all these success stories. The success stories are your accomplishment. Now you need to put them now you need to put them in one particular document. Okay. Something that would get each stakeholder very, very interested in what you're building. Then you need to apply where remote roles actually live. People are also majorly too tied to LinkedIn. Every time LinkedIn. It's great, it's fantastic. But now you need to now move into more niched areas that focuses on remote roles. There is Otter, there's Well Found, there's Work Remotely, NHS Jobs, Indeed UK. These are majorly where employers, hiring managers go to put up roles. So, in as much as you're going on LinkedIn, you are also doing this on the smaller niche one where not a lot of people are. But at the end of the day, you have a higher chance of getting job opportunities. So, people also tell me that, Treasure, I don't like to apply for roles. Fantastic. You don't need to apply to 100 jobs every day or 10 jobs every day with the same CV. Optimize that CV. You know, you can use AI to apply for jobs without having to do anything. You can create an entire workflow based off applying for jobs. Okay, so based off your particular experience, you can have AI pull out jobs from the different job boards, populate it on a sheet, and at the end of the day, what it basically does is create tailored resumes for you. So you don't need to go check LinkedIn, you don't need to check Indeed, you don't need to do all of that. AI does it for you. These are the things you are going to be learning in this program. We are not just teaching you, oh, learn these skills. We're taking it 5 steps ahead to say, after learning these skills, what's next? What should I be doing? And this is basically the tools you're going to be working on the program. Okay. So we've gone over this. Now, how do you land a job? Like I said, if you start building this project, please and please don't put the project under your bed. At the end of the day, nobody under your bed is going to know that you're a project manager. Be very vocal about what you do. If you did not hear anything in this call, one thing you'd have heard is I repeatedly, constantly, and overly stated that I'm a project manager. And that is how I present myself online. Okay, so whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Indeed, whether it's Fiverr, whether it's Upwork, that is what you would see. And I don't just say I'm a project manager and call it a day. I have evidence to back it up. I have projects that you would be basically able to see that this is what I've done so far. This is the outcome. Okay. I also have my colleagues give recommendations. You have your senior colleagues give recommendations on LinkedIn. You might think all those things are silly. Oh, who is looking at it? Your recruiters are looking at it. Every time that I have to hire for a role, one of the very basic things you would type is project manager. Okay. If there's no even project manager in your titles on LinkedIn, it's already a problem because some people are very interested. I help people with business decisions or however they put it on LinkedIn. That is not the key word. The key word is a project manager. If I'm recruiting for a job, I'm not looking for people that help decisions, whatever you put on LinkedIn. I'm looking for a project manager. You sometimes overcomplicate these things when you just need the basic process. Project manager, business analyst, product manager, whatever the case may be, put the title there. Because as a recruiter, if I type project manager, the first 10 pages that comes up are people that actually have project managers in their title. And this is what you need to, optimize on LinkedIn. The next thing is your experience. People just put the job, put the location, but then you forget that your LinkedIn profile should basically be your CV. I don't need to have your CV if I have your LinkedIn profile. So you need to put your achievement for each of those roles. Another thing that people do is they go flat out to put their achievements. Oh, when they say achievement, they don't know that the bullet points in your CV should not just be the achievement, but action and achievement. And then when you're doing action and achievement, you should always be able to quantify it. Okay, so let's say as a project manager, you have worked with what, five, or you were leading a team of over 20 individuals, developers, QAs, and so on and so forth, and you were able to build a product in less than 5 months. You can see that everything has numbers. I did not say I lead it or I led a team and called it a day. I led a team. I also gave you the individuals in those teams, because sometimes companies want individuals that have led specific type of team, and if it's not on there, then it's a problem. Okay, so you really need to have those key information on your profile, optimizing your profile as much as possible. Then the projects that you've built, please and please, if you can create a video, it is best for you. Create a video showing what you are able to do with AI in the PM space, talking about what you've been able to do in the business analysis space. You might think nobody is looking at it, but recruiters go through your posts to see, oh, what has this person been talking about so far, and how does it tie back to what we're currently doing? Okay, so you need to learn by two things. I've mentioned this over and over again. Going on a project-based aspect, and the next thing is always and always showcase what you are building. Don't build in isolation and say, oh, that's all I've done. You're building and you're showing people your work day in, day out. Okay, so now how do you get experience? Okay, I think this is what ties back to what a lot of people have been asking in the chat. How do you get experience? So getting experience is the projects that we give you. Okay, so the program is going to run for 2 months. And that 2 months timeline, every single week you're working on a project. This project is not a fun, do whatever you like project. These are real world case studies from real world companies. Okay. So the whole point of it is once you start applying for jobs, your experience, your portfolio ties back to that experience that you've done. Because not only have you worked for a company in the US, UK, right out of your home, you are doing this for real company names. So we need to ensure that the projects that you're building are not caricature projects, but actual projects that these companies require when they start to hire. Okay. And the next thing is putting up the evidence of what you've done. The other thing is the reference letter. So these three key things are one of the things that makes you stand out when you apply for jobs on a global scale. Okay. So this is basically one of the things you're going to be doing. Where to apply? Like I mentioned earlier, apart from LinkedIn, there are other roles. You can take a screenshot of this or other job boards, Outlier, JobGetter, Visa Jobs, Hanam, Remote Workership, and so on and so forth. These are very good places to apply for job roles, and then the reference letters that we give each individual. Okay, so going back to Cynthia's questions, let's clarify some things. I don't have IT experience. I am not a tech person. I have never done anything AI related. These are the answers. Okay, so our programs this specific program is designed for people who do not have any technical background. The AI tools that you're going to be doing or learning are doing the heavy lifting. Okay, you yourself, you are just coming from a strategic angle. Okay, you are coming from domain expertise. Like I said, if you are in the marketing field, you can easily become a marketing project manager. Do you know that you already have 50% of what you need because you have marketing experience? The other 50% is getting the project management experience, and that is where we come in. You don't need to learn anything scientific or anything technical to get on that, okay? So the next one is, I need to know how to code. This is a no-code program. You don't need to code any way, form, or size. And then, oh, I'm too old or too early in my career. Like I said, the person that I have had as my mentee was 64 plus years old. He had worked in civil service, if I'm not mistaken, for the last 30 years. The last 30 years. At the end of 30 years, his salary was currently 540 plus benefits and so on and so forth. After putting 30 years into civil service, and he came to me, a treasurer, and this person is well older than me, okay? And they said, oh, I've been seeing your post. I really want to get into project management. I don't want to have to start from scratch. I have 30 plus years of experience. And now he's currently working as a director of project management in a fintech firm. From someone that is in the civil service, moving all the way from that into director of project management is a jump. His salary is well over 100,000, well over 100,000 USD every year. Okay, now he travels everywhere he wants to go with his family, with his grandkids, and so on and so forth. Life is easier. Imagine struggling and toiling for 30 years, and the best thing they are giving you is 500K plus. Doesn't make sense. Okay, so this is basically where you can change your status quo. You can start making good money at an early age or even at a later age. I started very early off in my career. That is why I can also clearly state these things. And it's not limited to me. I've helped people get jobs across different age categories, and it can also be you. Okay, so age is not a determining factor. You could be really old. Age is just something in the mind at the end of the day. If you're willing to put the knowledge, put your head down and learn, then you're also going to be able to get these roles. Okay. So, Bukola, who was able to get into our program as a business analyst, she joined the business analysis program. At the end of it, she landed not one, but two roles as a business analyst and as a data business analyst. So, when I say that we don't just talk about these things on the basis of what we've seen or heard people say, these are our actual participants. And then what we're looking at is making sure that we're not just leaving you at the certificate roundabout, we're moving you to getting jobs. So we follow this particular flow, would help you, you would learn, that is, learn the program that you're interested in. Then we package you after learning, after going through your project, after getting your certificate. I failed to mention that the certificate you are getting is not just for show. It is an internationally recognized certificate that you can use anywhere in the world, whether the UK, Canada, and so on and so forth. It is actually accredited by the American Training of Council and Development, and then we also have it in the CPD in the UK. These are two governing bodies that accredited the certificate. So you can use the certificate anywhere in the world. Okay, so after getting that certificate, the next thing we need to do is, Mufe Toluwa, you can you get the recording if you fill the attendance. Once you fill the attendance, you get access to the recording. Okay, but I really love you to get into the program so that we can also follow up with you after that. Okay. So she joined the mentorship session. She was able to get prepared for different type of interviews. Okay. So one thing you need to also know during the program is we're also going to be helping you with interview preparation, regardless of how many times you come back, and regardless of if you become an alumnus or not, would help you prepare for interviews. And then application. We're very strategic with how we apply for roles. Okay. So you don't go applying for multiple unrealistic, something that does not concern you type of roles. You apply for roles that matter to you. You can get information on the program on email by WhatsApp. Yeah, sure. You can also send me a message on WhatsApp so that we can have a follow-up conversation. So I'm going to put my number on the chat. Okay. And then finally, she was able to land a role at the end of this. Okay. So these are the steps we follow. So would help you, would package your CV, would mentor. We have different individuals that have gotten job. We also do the referral aspect, would also now help you with interview prep. Every single week, you're going to be getting access to, prepare for different types of interview. We're also now going to help you apply for different jobs consistently until you land your own role. Okay. So these are the steps that we basically take. So now you can get started today in the Generative AI for Business Analysis and Project Management program. Okay. So everything business analysis, everything project management, like I said, from initiation to closure, from project planning, requirements gathering, process modeling, using AI. So you're not going to be doing the typical things. You're going to learn how to make use of AI to achieve your goals. So I'm talking about things like Jira, Asana, N8N, My Map AI, Perplexity, looking at Notion, ChatGPT. These are tools that you're going to be working with. Okay. So in terms of the classes are strictly on the weekend because we are trying to help work professionals. So you have the classes on Saturdays, they're going to be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then you have Sundays where you'll be getting access to the learning management system. Okay. So the learning timeline is 2 months. You would ask me, Treasure, 2 months, is it too small? Because I've heard people ask that question. So I'm going to answer directly. No, it is not. We're not going to spend time on information that are not relevant to you. We're focusing on everything that would help you land a job. That is our key focus, and that is what we would be teaching you. Okay, so 6 weeks in learning in class, and then 2 weeks of capstone projects. This is basically what we're going to be doing for you. Okay, so now, how does these 8 weeks change your entire career plan? From week 1 to week 2, we're going to be doing foundations, everything AI, project management, business analysis for individuals that have never gotten any information on it. This is the caveat that you come under. Week 3 to week 4, we're now going to start teaching you specific techniques for either business analysis or project management, as the case may be. Week 5 to week 6, we're majorly going to be focusing on real-world simulation, capstone project. This is basically where it is going to be. 7 to 8 is what we like to call the career launch. We're going to work on your portfolio, going to help you with your LinkedIn, improve your LinkedIn, optimize it, help you prepare for different interviews. Okay, so we're going to actually simulate a real world setting of how interviews would look like. The way it happens here in Africa is quite different from how it happens on a global setting. And we want to make sure that every single time you get into an interview room, you are fully prepared. You have the certain right type of questions that they're going to ask you, and you know how to answer those questions. Okay. And then we also have individuals that have gone through the program refer you. This might seem like so simple, on the surface level, but it takes work. Okay, from both the facilitator and you as an individual. I want to make sure that you're able to land your role. So every single step is very, very important. Okay, so now the programs have all of these benefits. So I'm going to take a step back. You're going to be having live sessions. All the sessions are going to be recorded. Just as you can see, as this meeting is recorded, every single session that we have is recorded as well. You're going to be working on hands-on projects. You're also going to have access to communities that will be able to help you. Like I can see on this current call, you have data analysts, you have HR professionals, real estate individuals. You can either collaborate on different types of projects. You're able to build each other. Okay. You're also going to get mentorship access from individuals that have gone through the program and already making very good money so that they can refer you for different job opportunities. Okay, so now this is the AI for projects management end-to-end, the curriculum. You're going to go from AI from business analysis and projects management, projects planning, process modeling, and so on and so forth. Okay, so the next cohort is going to be starting by August 8th. That is literally next week, Saturday. Okay, so now we have very limited slots. AI for project management is one of the most sold out courses that we've had in a long while. Okay, so there are quite limitations or limited slots for this particular program. Once it closes out, that's that about that. So you can either decide to register right now for the August course, but if you cannot start in August, you can start in September. You have both options. So how do you go about the registration? So now the program is actually 250,000 naira. 250,000. But don't run away, calm down, okay? Instead of you paying 250,000 because you joined this webinar and I'm having a conversation with you, you're going to be getting a discount price of 150,000 naira. Okay, so you can either decide to make a one-time payment of 950k. You'll be getting 50% off if you make payments at once, and that would bring you down to 120,000 naira. I know people are getting salary around this period, okay? So that is why I want to make sure that you can key into it as quickly as possible. But then you want to tell me that, oh, Treasure, 120k is my entire salary. Fine, I'm not looking to take all your money at once, okay? So we also have the 3 installments package. You can pay 50,000 naira 3 times, okay? You can start your payment plan now in July, pay your first 50k. You don't want to start in August, you want to start in September. That means your next due payment will be September, and then you make your final payment in October. So you see that you can actually spread over 3 months. If you want to get started immediately, you can get started in August, okay? So now this is basically one of the benefits. You can see 8 weeks of classes. We're going to help you with your portfolio, optimize your LinkedIn profile, mentorship session that starts tomorrow. Okay, this is for individuals that are able to register early. We like to call it the early bird perks. Okay, you're going to start with your CV as soon as tomorrow. You're going to get access to the LMS as soon as this night. Once you make your payment, you automatically get access to the LMS. So you can start going through the foundational videos. You can start optimizing your CV. All the things that I've been talking about, you're going to put it into the practical sense. Okay, so you're also going to be getting hands-on real-world projects, your CV and your resume revamp, interview prep, job references, and lifetime alumni community access. So everything that you're going to be learning is going to be recorded and you can watch it anytime you want. Okay, so before it is gone, you basically need to make payments for just 10 slots left. Okay, so 10 people, if they're able to make payments, definitely they're going to be able to benefit from this. But let's take it a step back. This is just one of the things you're benefiting. Okay, the second thing that you're going to be benefited for the first 5 people that makes payments is the fact that I am personally going to have a conversation with you to also help you build from start to finish. What is your career plan? I take a look at your CV, I optimize it, I give you my professional consulting experience on what I've been able to do, how you can also optimize it. If you've not done anything IT related, I can also help you build out a plan. So, like I said, for the first 5 people who are able to make payment this evening, you can pay 50,000, you can pay 120. I don't really care. I just need 5 people because that's the bandwidth I can take. Okay, we're going to go in depth on how you can build an entire career plan from start to finish. What are the things that you need to do as a project manager, as a business analyst? Who do you need to reach out to? What type of message do you need to send out to this individual? What does your value-added document need to look like? I can't say everything in the masterclass in an hour, 30 minutes. Okay, but then once we have that one-on-one conversation, we can build on that. Okay, so even if you want to register for August, starting in August or September, you're still going to benefit as long as you're able to lock in your slot. If you're able to do 5 out of the 10 slots, great. The first 5 people that make payments, once you make payments, share your receipts rather with myself. I put up my number on here. I'm going to do that again, and also share with Zuliat as well, so that I know that you've registered for the program, and then we can have further conversations on it. Okay, so in terms of how you can register for the program, all you need to do is to go to the company's website. So this company's website is where you would be. So once you are able to get on the website, you basically see the different programs that we have available. So there's a program that says AI for Business Analysis and Project Management, literally the first one. Click on Enroll Now. Once you click on Enroll Now, it will ask you to either sign up or sign in. I already have an account, so all I'm going to do is click on sign in. Okay, so sign in and continue is going to take me to the payment page. Okay, so let me do that once more. I'm just going to sign in and it's going to take me to the payments page. So once I get on the payments page, I go ahead to choose the cohorts that I want to register for. And once that is done, I go ahead to make my payments. Okay, so once I've made my payments, I share my receipts. So this is AI for project management. So I choose my payment plan. Like I said, you can go for either the August or September course. I want to go for the September course. You can see that there's full payment and then there's 3 installments. So you can click on the full payments if you decide that that's what you can do. If you want to register through USD, pounds, and so on and so forth, just click on the currency that you're looking to do that, and it does the conversion automatically for you. Okay, so I'm going with Nigerian Naira. I'm choosing Nigerian Naira. I click on this pay. It takes me to the page that I'm going to make payments with the account information using Paystack. So I can either choose to transfer, to pay with my card, whatever option that works best for me, and I make payments. Once you send the money, you will get an automatic email. So you can just send that as a receipt to myself as well as Juliet, and then we can follow up on the conversation from there. Okay. So that being said, I think now would be a good time to take questions from individuals that are here. If you have any specific question, it could be in regards to payments, it could be in regards to the program, whatever questions that you have, please ask those questions now. You have, access to me for the next what, 30 minutes. We can discuss, review anything that you want me to clarify on. I can take your questions and then we move forward from there. Okay. So if you have a question, you can either put your question in the chat, you could raise your hand, whatever works best for you so that I can take your questions ASAP. Okay. So Cynthia, if there's anything you want me to clarify, I think I'm going to start from the top and then work my way through the individuals. But before I do that, let me give everyone access to, unmute themselves. So if you have a question, you don't want to speak, put it in the chat. You want to speak, raise your hand, and I'll take responses from there. Okay, so the payments have started coming in. Someone just sent me the receipt. So Juliet, I'm also going to forward the person's number to you so you can send out the registration form. Cynthia, please go on. Hi, Cynthia, are you there?
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good
Can you hear
evening.
me? Am I clear enough?
Very audible. Please go on.
Okay, so although I've asked most of my questions, but it just I'm a bit concerned about the training timeline. Like I've already said my intention and what I want to achieve. So I'm worried if like if I enroll in this program since it's 8 weeks, will it
Mhm.
actually build me on what I'm intending? Like while the class was going on, I tried to go to your website and I saw you also have other intensive because I really want to like this is a career I want to build. It's not
Exactly.
like yeah, it's not like something that okay, side hustle or no. Like I want to go into this. I already have my BS, but then I did it 10 years ago. But and since then I was not doing anything related to tech. I was purely teaching. So, but right now
Mm,
I need this because my background is computer science, but I never did anything on it. So I really want to build this, like build my career on it and transition fully. So um I'm asking this 8 weeks program, is it enough? Or for someone like me, I believe you must have understood what I'm looking at for. So do you think this is enough, or I need to go for I saw some programs people have like 8 months and all that. Like right now, I don't really know. So I need your advice. Yeah.
okay. So this 8 weeks program, it is more than enough for you to get a job. Okay. Like I said, for the 8 month program that you're talking about is Tenalytics Core. Okay, Tenalytics main program. And those programs they go over 1,200, 1,000 USD. Because like I said, Tenalytics is not a Nigerian company, it's a company based in Canada. So people that registered for that, it's over 1,000 USD for that, and it's not AI related program. So you have programs like data analytics, cybersecurity, product design, DevOps, and so on and so forth. That's core programs, core tech programs. But if you are looking at what is in demand at the moment that you can easily get job opportunities, you have the AI programs. I'm not saying you can't get job on take that a step back. I'm not saying you cannot get job opportunities for data analytics and so on and so forth. But now analytics business has AI for data analytics. We're not just going to start training you on AI and call it a day. We're going to start off with data analytics itself. What is data? Types of data, difference between big data, and so on and so forth. We're going to start from the foundational aspects. The same benefits in terms of career support. We like to call it employability services. So employability services across Tenalytics, both measures in terms of your CV, your LinkedIn, your mentorship sessions, freelancing opportunities, looking at references, building projects, and so on and so forth. This is something that you get in Tenalytics and you also get in Tenalytics business. Your concern is you want to build a career out of it. I started off my first ever certificate that I got was from Tenalytics itself. Okay. So after I get my certificate in Tenalytics, I didn't say that is the be all end all. No, no. There are other key certification that I needed for the project management aspects. So I went on to get my PMP. Okay. I moved on to get my CSM. But even before I got all of those, I was already working just with project management in Tenalytics business. And why was I working? It is because I already built my portfolio. When we say the projects that we're giving to you, It is not on a fun basis that you're playing on those projects. You are creating a real portfolio. Okay, so that portfolio is one of the things that they would use to give you jobs or not. Okay, so once you have the portfolio, the next thing is come and defend yourself in the interview. Okay, if I ask you now, I put it to you now, you're in computer science. If you want to go for AI automation engineering, fantastic. You want to get for AI project management, awesome. Okay, so you're coming to me in a project. You have individuals that would what processes, what innovative ways can you improve the flow of activities as a project manager? I don't want any generic answer. I want you to explain it to me, give me action items on what you're looking to do. This is something that you typically might not get in a question setting in Africa, but they want to know. They might even give you technical assessments, give you introductory calls. We want to make sure that you're fully ready for each of the questions that you're asking me. Not just that you have a certificate and you're calling it a day. If you're asking if 8 weeks is very much enough time for you to learn, absolutely. Absolutely no time for fluff. If you're talking about 10 analytics, why it is 8 months? It is because you have one Saturday on, one Saturday off, one Saturday on, one Saturday off. So for individuals that are not looking, let's say you need a long period of time where you're someone that always needs break for you to get to your goal. But if you're someone that are looking to achieve your goals as soon as possible in the next
Yeah.
3 6 months, that is when you want to achieve what you want to achieve, then this is a faster way of you doing it. But if you feel like you want to go through a long process, take your time, go through the motions, can go for the 8 months program. But based off what I've heard you mention, based off what you put
I
on the
just need
chat,
a
you
skill. In fact, I'm not even interested in the certification. Like I want
exactly
to start working. I want to break into this. This is my barrier. It has been a challenge to me. So that is just it.
I get you 100%. You have a computer science background, you've never used it. Okay, so now you
Yeah,
want a skill that you can
exactly.
use and make money from, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly. So if that is what you want, if that is your goal, this is the best place to be, because we're not going to waste time going through the motions. We're giving you information that you will need to build your career from now, not in 8 months' time. In 2 months, 3 months, you already have your CV, started applying for jobs, started going for interviews. This is the goal that we want to achieve. We're not waiting till 8 months to get that done. We're doing that right now. Okay. So if that is what you said you're looking for, this is the best place to be. And don't be scared. 8 weeks is, if you want me to send testimonial videos, these are other people that joined the program. In 8 weeks, they were done and able to get their own full role. And at the end of the day, excuse me, what did Basti say? And at the end of the day, you are able to basically start working. I didn't say she was not going to get certificate, Basti. I don't know where you got that information. As you clearly heard me mention, certificates you're going to get, you're going to make use of it. And then after that, you can go on your key certification like PMP, CSM. I clearly mentioned that. Okay. So certificate is a stepping stone, but it is not the main driver for getting job roles. The main driver for getting job roles is portfolio. I mentioned and I clearly stated I started working. I myself, you can go to my profile, my experience on LinkedIn. If you want to correlate when I graduated and when I started working, you would see I started working before I did my PMP and CSM. It's not a one size fits all, correct? But I already had a certification proving that I have some understanding in project management. Okay. So Cynthia, to answer your question directly, the timeline is more than sufficient to help you hit your goals. Okay. So, like I said, if you do want me and you to have a one on one conversation, map out a plan, and so on and so forth, you can go ahead to register. We can pick up that conversation. I can basically help clarify your questions a lot more if that might help, Cynthia. Or I don't know if you have any other question.
Yeah, you said that because I already have something I'm currently doing from now to September ending. So you said there is another cohort for September also, right?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Okay. Then how technical, like the technical aspect of this program, how technical is it? Because I don't want something coding and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was also quite specific. This particular program is no code. There are low code tech skill and there is no code. project management, business analysis is a no-code tech skill. So you are not doing anything coding related. It is a non-technical tech skill. You can check it out yourself. You don't even need to believe me. Type it on Google right now. Examples of non-technical tech skills, and then you see that project management will come up. Okay, so it doesn't have any technicalities with it. You are majorly just leading, guiding people to ensure that they're able to hit their specific goals and objective within the timeline that is associated with it. Okay. Hi, Cynthia, are you there? Hi, Cynthia, are you there?
Sorry, I never knew I was muted. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other question?
No, I'm okay. I'm clarified.
Okay, so just to put it out here, you can see examples of non-technical tech skills. The non-technical tech skills, they are function interpersonal capabilities using with the technology sector that do not require writing code or configuring hardware. Okay, so examples are effective communication, HR project management, and user empathy. So you are not doing anything at all coding related. You are just guiding people. You are motivating them to hit their goals. You are ensuring that they hit their goals. You are monitoring the process. Okay, so you are someone that is just making sure activities are done as at when due, and then you are good to go. Okay, so Cynthia, I
So
recommend that you
this
go.
is it just for project manager or business analytics? Or is
Yes, AI
because
for
you talked about the two of them.
it is a combined course. It's a two-in-one course. It is not just one and the other. We're giving you both at the same time. Okay. So the course title is AI for business analysis and project management. So this is it here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Thank you.
right. Do you have a other question? Okay, all right, you're clear. So Cynthia, I'm hoping that you go ahead to register, based off also the discounts. Instead of paying the 250, you can even just lock in with 50,000 naira. If you want to go the installments route, that is 3 months worth of installments, and you can start by September or October, if you please. Okay, or you can now go ahead and register, because if you wait to September itself to register, then you're basically not going to be able to benefit from it. Okay, so you'll be paying the full amount, but if you register now, you're going to be able to benefit from it. Okay, so 3 people have registered, so I guess I just have 2 more slots left for individuals that I'll be speaking with. So please ensure that you go ahead to register. Send me your receipt. Send Zulihat your the receipt as well, so that we know people that have registered for the program. Okay, so does any other person have any questions? Let me go to the chats to see if anyone has any other question.
So how do I reach out to you?
Okay, now let me put my number in the chat again in case you missed it. So you can send me a WhatsApp message and then I would pick up the conversation.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. Um, if you have a question you don't want to speak, please put it in the chat. I'm looking at the chat as well. You can raise your hand. If you've made payment, please send me your receipt by chat, so that I can confirm with the finance team, and then we can go on your career building session. Okay, so I can see that the room has gone back to being awfully quiet. So I'm just going to be calling out, well, not a very large number. I want to make sure that I get on to everybody, and we can have a conversation before the session wraps up. So Adekunle Ambali, are you here? Hi, Adekunle, are you on the call? Do you have any question?
Yeah, I'm on the
Okay.
call. I have a question.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said I'm on the call. I have no question.
Okay. So Adekunle, does it mean that you're going to register for the AI for business analysis? When are you looking to register for the program? Or is there anything specifically holding you back?
Not sure about the registering yet, but let's see. Probably.
Okay. All right. So, what you do have between now and the end of the month, I think that should be on Friday. But if you want us to, go on the one-on-one conversation, building your career, and so on and so forth, you have between now, between now and latest 12 a.m. to be able to lock in, your discounts. Okay. If you have any questions before then, please feel free to send me a message so that I can respond to your questions. Okay?
All right, noted.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna move on to the next person. Adekunle Ambali didn't respond, so okay, Donald has dropped off. Akinta, Hosford, do you have any question? Akinta, are you on the call? Hi, Akinta, are you there? Okay. No feedback. Gracious Joshua, are you on the call? Gracious Joshua. Okay, no feedback. Ifeanyi Innocent, are you on the call? Ifeanyi, do you have any question? Please ask any questions that you like. This is a good time to ask, or unless it is not something you want to talk on here, then that's quite different. But please ensure you ask your question here. And please, if you've made payments, send me the receipt so that we can get the registration form to you as soon as possible. Okay. Josephine, do you have any question? If you don't want to speak, you can put your question in the chat and I can respond to it as soon as possible. Okay. So, okay, Ikena, I saw you unmute your mic. Please go ahead if you have a question, Ikena. Hi, Ikena, are you there? Okay, no question. Someone's mic was unmuted now. Okay. Oluwaseun, do you have any questions, Oluwaseun? Hi, Oluwaseun, do you have any
No,
questions?
I don't. I don't have any question. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So I guess that's that about that. No one has any question. I would really love to have a conversation with the people that have registered, which is the three that sent me their receipt. You do have between now and latest tomorrow for the remaining two people that are going to register. I want to help you build your career plan. Okay. I want to have conversation. I want to make sure that it is as personalized as possible to you as an individual. Okay. The only way that I can do that is when we have that conversation. Okay. It's the only way I can give you a structured plan based off you and it's going to fit just you as a person because we don't create a one size fits all. So I would hope and I really, really do implore you that you should lock in your slots between now and tomorrow latest. That's the best that I can do. But once the 5 slots is over, trust me, you can still benefit from the discounts you have between now and the end of the month to lock in your slots. If you have any questions, any concerns, things you are not sure of, please do let me know. Please do let the team know, and then we'll be here to support you. Okay. But that being said, I guess that is all the nuggets that we have for today. Since there are no further questions and it seems like we're all clear on everything that's been discussed so far, I think we can wrap it up here and say a good night. Good night from my end. It could be a different time for you. So good night, good morning, good evening. I think thank you so much for staying with me up until this point. I would have to call it a close here. I really do wish you a good evening, a good day, a good end of month, and please enjoy the rest of your evening. Okay, take care, everyone, and have a good one. Cheers and bye for now. Bye, everyone.